Hey guys, I wanted to give an update on this DCing that I've had on Red Dead Redemption 2 online. I tried several different things that people posted. I tried, different things on my own, and I finally found a pretty much fix for me. Maybe it'll work for you. I don't know. But I connected my Xbox to my router, hardwire. Even though I usually prefer it wireless because I had another room. But I've left it in here and been playing with the settings. I finally factory restored my router, and I went through everything step by step, and I maxed out the bandwidth. I made sure there was no filters. I took the firewall out of my router, and I put that down to no firewall. And then I started playing the game. Last 3 days I've played with no DCs except, this is a little weird, but if I have a fishing pole in my hand and my buddy's in my party and he rides up on a horse and rides around me, I DC. That's happened 3 times. And the only other time I DC'd was a couple times when it was loading. But beyond that, once I get in the game, I've had no trouble. But I figure like 1 DC per day, where I was DCing like every 5 to 10 minutes every time I went towards a town, is pretty decent for what I can get out of my system. So if you're out there and you're playing and you got a firewall on your router, you might try taking the firewall off. You might try to max out some of your settings. I don't know for sure. I think it's the firewall that did it. Being able to not filter out anything I'm receiving from Rockstar's server. I think that's what fixed most of my problem. I'm still confused on why the fishing deal. And the only reason why I know it was that was I was fishing all day yesterday, and my buddy was like riding around his horse doing stuff, and every time he'd come near me, and if I had my fishing pole out, I'd DC. First time I was like, why am I DCing? The second time, so I was like, let's try this again. So I got my fishing pole out, was over there. He rode up on a horse and kind of rode a circle behind me. All of a sudden I DC'd from the game. So I don't know if that helps anybody, but at least I'm now playing, having some fun with the game, and I can kind of work around that issue. The only other thing I will say is kind of give y'all a tip. I'm not really into the cheats or the exploits, but I don't know if you've looked at the dynamite. If you kill 2 animals with dynamite, you get a pretty decent amount of XP. It's not a glitch, it's built into the game. So what I've been doing is I go to a town. I like roads. I buy 8 sticks of dynamite. I go over to the coastline, do some hunting and fishing. If I see a bunch of fish together, throw dynamite in there and blow up the fish. You do that 10 times, you kill 20 fish, and it's about 500 experience points. Cost me $16, I think, something like that. I haven't actually sat down and did the math completely on it. It's probably not that much, but anyways. But it seems to be a pretty cheap way to level without breaking the rules of the game, if you're kind of like me, don't want to break rules. And I just kind of do it on and off. But I've got up to level 20 in the last couple of days, and a lot of it's just from blowing up fish. And why I like roads is there's a lot of trout there, and if you actually can get 2 or 3 trout up near the bank and blow them up, you can actually pick them up. I've actually got up to 9 fish that I put in my pocket, and it basically pays for the dynamite if you're blowing up trout. So, just a little thing I throw in there, maybe someone can use to help you get the leveling. Well, I hope this helps somebody.